What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Wuthering Waves reaction. Before you click further ahead, I will be playing this game next month. I don't know what to expect. As you're watching this now, it would probably be this month, actually. So there's that. I don't know what to expect out of it, but this is Aleph-1's boss theme. I don't know what that means. Nobody asked for this. This was released 10 hours ago. So I don't know what I'm about to get into. I don't have any context for any of it as per always, but I am interested in hearing good music. So without further ado, let's go. Ooh. It was a very different way to start. I'm not used to like a vocal line of any sort. What? Did we have like... I didn't expect vocals in here. I don't think I've heard enough music from this game to know what to expect. Like, even though I listened to quite a bit of it, this feels way different from my usual, you know? Even within Wubo. I like this tenderness at this part. Also, like 500 health bars? Good lord. No, just let me casually throw an Event Horizon at you. What the hell?
As these waves drift into nothingness, how could water wisdom lift you up? Who could send salvation from above? When it seemed I lost all strength to fight, you brought me back to life.
This is a really neat track. It really, like... I'm not really anticipating what it's going for, genre-wise. Key change. Sure. It's writing this line of like alt-rock and pop that I'm not positive I've heard before. And obviously these like really emotional aspects in it, like this solo. Like, obviously, some of it is just shedding. Shred all over the place. But... there's a really cool emotional quality to it. I really like that. I know I've heard other boss themes, kind of like I was saying at the beginning of this. I've heard other boss themes and other songs from this game. This one definitely is reaching a different emotional state than I think I've heard before. Maybe the closest thing was that like last big boss I heard, which I think might have happened in the same place, maybe the same boss. Is this like an evolution of that maybe? Again, I don't know the game that well, but it seems kind of familiar. So I think this song did a lot of good things if this is supposed to be the final fight with whoever this is. I'm assuming it probably is. That tends to be, you know, the boss theme standard, but sometimes they come back. I don't know. But at the same time, this feels very final with how they were handling it. Like I said, through a lot of it, I couldn't quite tell if it was supposed to be more poppy or more alt, which those aren't exactly mutually exclusive. They can definitely be in together on trying to create a sound, and that is very much what's happening here. I think what was selling it for me was the more standardized synthesized poppy chord progression that was matched with the very like kind of rough vocals. Like it wasn't like they were screaming, but these singers had distortion in their voice. They were putting that effort in, and a little bit of their standard qualities just kind of had that roughness as well, which adds to that essence of like this being kind of a breaking point. Really good for that extra little push you need for aggression in a track. When you have a singer that just has that quality in their voice, it's going to sound a little bit more angry, a little bit more final, like this is the absolute last bastion you have to protect and be able to beat whatever you're doing here. So for this song, I'm pretty sure it was B flat minor, which is a pretty interesting choice, just because like that is a very like, I don't know if contemplative is the right word in this case, but it does have this essence of drama to it. It's a darker key. So that lends itself pretty well to what the song was trying to do and what it was trying to be in tone. I mean, obviously it's a pretty dark song, not the lyrics. It's a little bit more uplifting than that. And the lyrics just kind of like screaming to the heavens, you know, in that way. But it's not like it's depressing, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. It's just more that you can feel the anger in here. Again, the vocals playing a big part of that, but also the key and what we're doing here. So the way that this song largely progresses, we do start on the B flat minor, but that's not exactly where the main loop of the chorus starts. We kind of start on G flat here. So we get this G flat, A flat, B flat minor, and D flat. That's kind of the bulk of what the loop is, albeit there is an E flat minor in there as well to like end the phrase. Sometimes when you need a song to just kind of stop in a different spot emotionally, you have to hit a different chord. So would feel fine, but it also feels like it's landing somewhere that might need to go back, you know, like it's kind of leaving you hanging a little bit. You could also keep going up from there, but then you have to go back down, and you can hear how that resolves. So even if you end down here, you still have to resolve back up, and it feels like it's lifting you back into the song. In the second case, literally, but in that other one I played before, it's more figurative, like you're starting higher, but this resolves it and it brings you down and brings you home, back to home base. And it's a very nice relationship. But if you were to do it with the E flat minor, it'd be... And you could hear that, right? It doesn't bring you back to home base anymore. It's now readying you to go somewhere else. And that is the emotional change I was talking about. And the other part that happens in is actually the B flat minor being resolved up to a B flat. And you can hear that relationship change in there. There's just this lift to it, and that's readying you. It doesn't bring you anywhere quite yet. It does that a couple of times, but that change is what brings us to the chord change that happens, the entire key change that happens in the song. And the way that that B flat minor transitions is just by doing the usual chord progression we had before, and we get up to that B flat minor. Now we have this moment to shift in that B flat that happens there to the G. And now we're in a completely different setting because we had the G flat and this one, as you can hear, two very different moods. So now we have a song that obviously keeps a very similar energy, but it lifts up the mood of the entire piece a little bit more. That's where that shift happens, but also why it sounds so alike and familiar. It's enough of a change to move you to a brighter mentality without completely changing the chords or the structure of it. It's the exact same pattern effectively, just in a different key. So if I were to play these back to back, you can really hear this difference here. And then of course the new one. And as you can hear, it is exactly the same vibe, but the second one just feels like it's lifting you up a little bit more. There is also in that part the idea that this could be building up into this higher D before it goes back down to that G. So it's very likely that that's what's happening in this chord progression, because like the other one, I felt like it would sink back down and lift back up. This one goes up and then back down. So it's that moment of that one chord being in a different placement on the keys that makes it feel a little bit more bright compared to the other one. Because like I did earlier, but then it feels like it settles back down. That's what happens the second time, but we don't need that the first time. It's supposed to be darker, so I think it drops down a little bit earlier than that one. There is some wiggle room for when they could have done that or how often they could have done that. They might have exchanged that whole concept during the song and done a few that went higher, a few that went lower. Some of that does depend too on what the melody is doing at the time, where it needs that support. Does it need it lower or higher? That's completely up to the vibe of the song, really. But for this one, I'm pretty sure that that's what they did. They went down first because it needed to be more down in energy at first. And for the second one, they want you to keep lifting the energy up. So in order to do that, they have to keep going up higher and then settle back down into that G resolution. And yes, in case any of you nerds out there were wondering, it does go to the E flat minor again, except this time it is an F flat minor, which is actually enharmonically equivalent to an E minor. So for that one, we would get this. And you can hear where that crunchiness really like sinks its teeth in for those moments. Again, it's one of those transitional things where, similar to that E flat minor, it just needs to be in there somewhere. It just takes on the role that the E flat minor did for the first part of the song and acts as a bridge to a slightly different variation of the chords that are bringing us to another part of the song. It's all basically the same chord progression, but that one moment can shift that emotion all the same. So it's pretty much the same song if you play these in either key, really, but it's just the matter of the emotion starting darker and getting brighter that makes you feel like you're progressing in this fight, like things are finally going to become your win, you know, like there's that turning point in the song because there's that turning point in the story. These are the things I really love. It also made a change for the vocals a little bit at that time, not necessarily that they completely changed vocalists or anything, but it's that the vocals got brighter as a result of the chord change happening and the key change taking place, that everything, including the vocalist, sounded a little bit brighter and a little bit more full instead of that darker quality, especially that the male vocalist had. So it just adds to that whole essence. And this song did that very, very well. It did its job. I talk about that all the time. When you make songs for games like this, or really anything, the core of that song should be just getting the job done, reaching that emotional point that you're trying to aim for. And I think that this song does that very well. Obviously, like I said, it's starting darker, it gets brighter, and that's where the story needs to go, so that needs to be the focus of the composer. You can always put some really cool stuff in there if you know what you're doing and you're having fun with it, you have a really cool idea, by all means, throw cool stuff in there. But at very baseline, basic shit, it should be able to convey the emotion that needs to be conveyed in that point. And I think they did that really well, especially with how much they were kind of expanding the track as it went. These other sound design elements that were in there that made it sound a little bit more crispy as we got into that second half as well. It's just, again, all of this playing into the same concept of that emotional height coming out of this song and being the absolute victory that it needs to be by the end of it. But I think I've yapped about this one enough, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to get to something else from Wuthering Waves, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, including me giving the game a shot this month, then you know how to follow me and support me and all that, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!